70 watts, 3 ports, and it's barely the size of a Bluetooth earbud case. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the Anker 70W 3-port GaN charger. We've run it through our usual tests to see how it actually performs in everyday use and whether its tiny size comes with any trade-offs. Let's dive straight into the data. Starting with the design, the top features a semi-transparent frosted plate housing 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. The sides have a leaf vein texture, which gives you a nice grip when you're pulling it out of a tight space. It uses a folding plug design with insulated prongs. For dimensions, it measures about 2.09 by 1.68 by 1.25 inches and weighs around 4.18 ounces. It really is a bit smaller than your typical 65-watt multi-port chargers. During testing, I noticed a neat detail. Because of its short profile and balanced weight distribution, it stays firmly plugged into loose wall outlets without sagging or falling out. Moving on to the core protocols and output. The C1 port mainly supports PD 3.0 up to 70 watts, including 4 fixed voltage gears and 3 PPS gears, along with QC and Apple 2.4 amps. C2 has essentially the same specs but adds the SCP protocol. The USB-A port supports up to 33 watts with UFCS and other common protocols. Having complete PPS support is definitely a plus for Android users. In our real-world testing, using a high-draw power bank to pull a full load, both C ports hit an actual charging power of around 67 watts. Testing it with a few PPS-compatible phones on low battery, the wattage reached 66 watts, 64 watts, and 55 watts respectively. Overall, the protocol coverage is quite broad, so it plays nice with devices from different ecosystems. Here's how it handles power distribution when charging multiple devices. When using both C1 and C2 ports at the same time, C1 drops to a 45-watt gear. We measured an actual split of 42.7 watts and 20.5 watts, totaling about 63.2 watts. There's a pretty practical dynamic power allocation detail here. For example, if C1 is charging your laptop and you plug a pair of earbuds, drawing less than 5 watts, into the A port, C1 will momentarily drop to the 45-watt gear. But after about a minute, the charger recognizes the low load on the A port and bumps C1 back up to 60 watts. When maxing out all 3 ports, the actual output was 42.7 watts, 12.2 watts, and 8.5 watts, totaling around 63.4 watts. Next up is power quality. Tested at a 220 volt 50 Hz input, the conversion efficiency across the 15 watt to 70 watt gears ranged from 88.3% to 93.5%. This is excellent for products in this wattage category. As for ripple, it peaked at an average of around 68 millivolts. This means the current it outputs is quite clean, which is friendly to your device's battery health over the long term. Heat is usually the bottleneck for small GaN chargers. We ran it at a continuous 70 watts max load for a full hour in a room temperature of about 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Thermal imaging showed surface temperatures ranging from 135.3 to 145.4 degrees Fahrenheit, with the inside of the USB-A port hitting 161 degrees. It definitely feels noticeably warm to the touch, but managing a continuous max load in such a small chassis without any thermal throttling or disconnects shows that the temperature control stays within safe limits. To sum it up, the main advantages of this Anker 70W charger are its compact size and solid protocol compatibility. But to achieve this form factor and keep heat in check, it does make some compromises. The voltage settings on the 15 volt and 20 volt gears are tuned slightly low, which is why the actual maximum charging power you get is around 67 watts instead of a full 70 watts. Also, it's only rated for use at altitudes up to 6,500 feet. If you just happen to need a small, pocketable multi-port charger to throw in your bag, it's a pretty safe bet. What do you guys think of this charger? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.